just looking for something. Still no work on the horizon then. It's just a blip, you know what freelancing's like. So what's the plan? Well, something will turn up. It always does. Yeah, but what if it doesn't though? Then I'll sell an organ. Okay, but I wouldn't plan on getting much for your liver. Well, at least I didn't sell my soul. Seriously though, what if nothing turns up? Such a pessimist. Well, maybe I just remember what happened during the pandemic. Got through it though, didn't I? Well, yeah, thanks to my savings. You're welcome, by the way. Your savings? Well, you spend every penny you ever get, so... Yeah, because I want to die having lived. Yeah, you're going to die having lived on the streets if you don't start making some cutbacks. Oh, and you honestly think cancelling Netflix is going to solve any problems? Well, I know watching it certainly isn't. Look, these small amounts might not seem very much, but when you add them all up... I've just thought of something. What's her name's boyfriend? The one who works in marketing. The one who came to dinner the other night. Go on. Well, he was sitting on the sofa. I haven't checked there. Even though I've been freelancing for almost 20 years now, I still get the same feelings of existential angst every time the work begins to slow down because of a Brexit, a pandemic, or some other crisis. So, to help, I decided to put together some of the lessons I've learned over the years into a tough times mind frame. Lesson 1. Think twice. It's a lot easier to cope with setbacks if you're able to keep things in perspective. It's even better if you relish a challenge and recognise that the harder something is to overcome, the better it's going to feel when you do. I don't think anyone could epitomise this philosophy better than Lieutenant General Sir Adrian Carton de Wiart, a British Army officer who served in the Boer War and both World Wars. Despite being shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, hip and ear, he became known as the unkillable soldier, having survived 2 plane crashes, tunnelled out of a prisoner of war camp, torn off his own fingers when a doctor refused to amputate them, and broken his back in several places while falling down a flight of stairs. He eventually died at the ripe old age of 83, and if his story doesn't put modern-day struggles into perspective, then nothing will. Lesson 2. Own the injustice. The American astronomer and broadcaster Carl Sagan once said,
"If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe."
What he meant was that everything occurs as a consequence of some other event that preceded it, which means that there's an almost infinite number of causal events you could blame when things go wrong. Other people, their parents, their education, the government, the left, the right, the rich, the poor, the media, the system. You could keep going, but then what? You're still there with the same problem and no one's coming to save you. So why not save the effort and just accept the fact that life's not fair, and although the situation you're in might not be your fault, it's definitely your responsibility to fix it. The more you try to outsource the responsibility for what happens in your life, good or bad, then the less power you have to change things and influence what happens in the future. Lesson 3. Use the misfortune. The legendary actor Michael Caine is perhaps most famous for saying this.
"You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off!"
But he's also quite well known for saying this.
Yes, use the difficulty.
What does that mean?
Well, yeah, I got it from, I was rehearsing a play when I was a very young actor, and I had to come in this scene. It was a stage play. I'm behind the flats, waiting to open the door. There was an improvised scene between a husband and wife going on inside, and then they got carried away and they started throwing things, and he threw a chair, and it lodged in the doorway, and I went to open the door, and I just got my head round, and I said, "I'm sorry, sir, I can't get in." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "There's a chair there." He said to me, "Use the difficulty." I said, what do you mean? He said, "Well, if it's a comedy, fall over it. If it's a drama, pick it up and smash it." He said, "Use the difficulty." Now, I took that into my own life. You ask my children.
Every setback brings with it an opportunity, whether it's simply learning from the experience or using it as a catalyst for change. So when something bad happens, ask yourself how you can make it the greatest thing that ever happened to you. Lesson 4. Give everything. This next lesson is one I learned from a friend of mine called Alessandro, who sells agricultural machinery. His business has continued to thrive, even during difficult times like the global financial crisis of 2008, when every other business was really struggling. When I asked him his secret, he said there isn't one. The sales haven't suffered, we're just working 3 times harder to make them. And I guess the point is that if you want something really badly, then you have to make sacrifices and push your limits, especially in difficult times. Because failure only really becomes failure when you're not prepared to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Lesson 5. Help someone. This last one is my favourite because it's so transformative yet so simple. When the phone stops ringing and the orders dry up, our natural instinct is to try generating business by promoting our products or services, telling people about the awards we've won or the high caliber clients we've worked for. But the thing is, no one really cares. What people do care about is how they're going to fix their own problems, and it's here that lies the opportunity. One person who really understands this is a young guy called Spencer, who cuts lawns and pressure washes drives in Wichita, Kansas. Once a week he knocks on a stranger's door and offers to cut their overgrown garden or clean up their dirty yard free of charge, and then spends a few hours doing just that, filming himself in the process and posting the interactions and transformations on social media. In doing so, he's built up a following of around 30 million followers and clocked up more than 3 billion views, making a lot of money in the process. So there you have it. In tough times, think twice, own the injustice, use the misfortune, give everything, and help someone. This was what I call a mind frame. Check out the link for more info, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you found it helpful and you want to see more of them, or you just want to help bring it to the attention of someone who might benefit. Thanks for watching. See you soon.